Stand to, my horrors, and welcome to the final episode of Howl's Harrows. We have been through 119 episodes. This will be 120. We get to end on a nice even round number. And this is it. We will be doing a final assassination mission. It'll be paying out 428,400 Seabills at 3 of 13 priority salvage for 5 skull difficulty. By now we've started a brand new BattleTech modded campaign yesterday. I don't know which one it's going to be. We're currently considering BattleTech Advanced 3062 or RogueTech 1.8, although they're moving into 1.9, so maybe we'll lean into 3062. I don't know yet. I'm going to find out soon. But yeah, enough about what happened in your past and my future. Let us drop down so I can show you what I've brought. Befitting the final episode, I spent the last 2-3 months sitting in port, getting all of the repairs done properly in order to field my final lance. Ooh, we're relatively close to the target, too.
I think I just stepped in some...
Alrighty, so we have Howl in the Gauss Cat Mark II, somewhere in here. There she is. So she is equipped with 4 Gauss rifles on her Mad Cat Mark II, a fitting upgrade to her fantastic Gauss Wolf. Now this is of course the Inner Sphere version, but technically her Mad Cat, I believe, was also an Inner Sphere capture version, so this just makes perfect sense. I'm looking forward to seeing how it performs. It is armed to the gills. Gauss rifles, including a Gauss rifle targeting computer, which gives it an additional 10% to damage on Gauss rifles. 60 rounds of ammunition to feed all 4 guns ought to keep this thing rocking and rolling. It has the exact same engine that it started with. That's not true at all. In fact, it has a smaller engine that provides the exact same performance. So yeah, kicking butt, taking names, and in style. Hopefully everything will work out just the way I'm looking. She's also got the Gyro XXL, which I don't know if her side torso pops, if that'll kill her or not, but we'll find out. Finn is in the Mackie. Why? Well, because we need an artillery pilot and he fits all the proper things for it, but not necessarily for frontline pilot. So he is equipped with a sniper artillery piece and quad ER large lasers for that ultimate long-range punch. Death Crusade is in the Dreadnought. It has come forth with all of its mighty firepower, and it is equipped with a pirate laser AMS, which will hopefully keep this thing rocking and rolling. Quad large heavy lasers will keep this thing killing anything that gets in its path, and had I considered, I probably would replace those 2 heavy normals with improved larges as well. But yeah, quad heavy large, but more importantly, the thing that makes him devastating is hardened ferrofibrous armor, which infinitely continues to gain more and more health the longer the battle goes on. Now we've spawned a little bit close to the enemy, but I think we can make it work. Jester is Eden the King Crack. She is undaunted and unchanged since the last time. Quad rotary AC5s ready to rock and roll. We never did find 3 more clan rotary AC5s, but it'll do pretty nicely. Mockingbird in the improved Emperor. Almost gave it a pair of Arrow 4 missile launchers, but we decided against it. No, the Emperor had to maintain its full might and firepower. It now has 24 shape charge rounds and pretty much the same mix of Hydra and improved Swarm. The thing that makes it improved, of course, is the item located in the center torso. It now has that Clan XL engine as well as the weapon mounts set up properly. This sucker should kick some serious butt and take all of the names from maximum range. I'm glad that it was able to come back for the final battle. Paradox in the longbow. The original versions of the longbow, camera freaking out. The original versions of the longbow that we were looking at were generally heavy MRM direct fire launch machines. I decided to want the longbow to be a little bit more supportive, the sort of mech that could annihilate somebody without necessarily having to see him. It is equipped with 4 MML-20s, and that's a lot of heat. We barely contain it, but it has 600 Artemis 4 missiles, which, when you stop to think about it, is not that many rounds of shooting. It also is equipped with an additional 300 Inferno SRMs and 400 Artemis 4 SRMs. So quite the weapon mix. I hope that it works well. I didn't have a chance to test it. I knew the heavy MRMs would be interesting, but you know what? I think this will be more hilarious and potentially damaging. Coach in the Vulture unchanged. It is a pure, simple, and elegant design that needs no alteration. And finally, the Roughneck has come to the field. It's one of my more preferred mechs, and it is 75 tons. It is equipped with a Hyper Assault Gauss Risk, which can fire in various targeting modes going all the way up to ×6, which makes it up to a Hag 60 or a Hag 10. Take your pick. It blasts a lot of fire. It is also equipped with a laser AMS Pirate for maximum point defense shenanigans. In the head, it is equipped with a... Oh, I didn't do that on this one. It's got a fire support A and B, which should give this pilot a 12? An 11 gunnery. She must be short. Oh yeah, I made a mistake putting the pilot in. That's okay. Fire control system Gauss in order to improve the firepower of it. A single one-shot Arrow 4 missile. That's known as PPC Pirate because it's funny. And yeah. Also packing the incredibly powerful ferro-laminar armor, which gives you massive amounts of damage reduction. So with the lance introductions out of the way, this is the final force that Howl was able to bring together. And let's get rocking and rolling. We don't normally use our standard arrows to tremendous effect, so I'm just going to start bombarding you. I don't know where you are, but you're going to start taking damage, and you're not going to be able to stop it. Twin arrows going out and starting to cause the pain as things start to get heated up. How will the enemy respond? Hopefully not at all, actually. Hopefully the enemy will look at this and decide, hey, we need to surrender. Actually, no, that's not true. That would not be fun for you guys to watch. So we're just going to keep on the sniper artilleries.
Acknowledged.
Oops. He also fired his large lasers, which, while cool, not particularly effective, but that goes how to demonstrate just how close we are to each other.
Ready to get it on.
King Krek shall also take the high ground as best as he can, so that he can fire from the highest position he can get to, which will give him the greatest accuracy bonuses. That's really going to be the whole shenanigans that we're going to deal with. The Roughneck, hopefully, shall be a solid tank for us. Swooping on over. Does have a line of sight on a Thumper artillery piece. I could fire my arrow one shot. I'm not going to, because I want to save it for a good shot. Of course it's a prime spot for an ambush. It's my ambush! I don't think I can hit the target on this round. 40% is not bad. If I move, I'm going to lose that 40%. Can I get a direct line of sight? I can. Did I put a ultralight arrow? I did, so I probably really shouldn't do that. I'm going to do it.
Roger.
We've also identified another target. It is a Centurion. Is this the oh my god, it's turn 1 and he's got nearly a perfect accuracy. Oh, they went. Okay. So we're actually on 18. Didn't realize that. If you swapped over to SRMs. Oh my goodness. Oh my word. Kill me a Centurion. Just open up with a bang, baby. 80 SRMs, my friend. Didn't kill him. Okay. We work with that. I was expecting the 80 SRMs to kill him. I was 100% expecting it. He is bulwarked and entrenched, but I still was expecting him to explode. In tremendous fashion. Walk on forward, take aim with your heavy large lasers. Okay. There he goes. He needed to put some suspense into our life. Firing all four. 1, 2, 3, missed, and then popped him with the last. So the first enemy target has been downed. We of course have this Emperor that I'm hoping to be able to get to. I think I've used all of my artillery. No, the Emperor hasn't gone yet. The Emperor may not have fire, but he still has cannons, which will hopefully work. So the enemy responding on 18, taking a look, and the point defenses, they're working together. Yes. Yes, be deadly. Be the greatest firepower that man has ever seen. So, actually, how much, who's actually driving the Dreadnought again? It is Death Crusade. Death Crusade currently has a gunnery of 11. I don't want to push the Pirate Laser MS too hard. Gausscat! Oh, the Gausscat Mark II does actually have a target. Who do you have a target on? What are we looking at here? It's a Shieldtron E. Not as deadly of a Shieldtron as I was expecting, if I'm completely honest. Okay, for this first turn, let's not be too pansy about it, I guess. I want to make sure that I've actually got enough defense to keep my people alive. I don't think shooting 4 Gauss rifles at a Shieldtron is what we built this thing to do. No, we built this thing to go duel with Mechs. You see, we were beset in the last episode with no less than 2 Mad Cat Mark IIs with twin Gauss rifle, as well as another heavy mech which happened to have a pair of Gauss rifles. It was astonishing the amount of firepower that they put out, and we've doubled it. Well, we haven't yet because they had 6 and we have 4, but we've doubled it on a per mech basis. Oh good, lovely, what do we have? We have the Shieldtron A Misery in the back, and the thumper. What are your just chances right here? You're dead to me, son. You're about to explode and you've never had a chance. I could say the Hydras, but I'm not going to. We're going for Shaped, Charge, Direct, and Warlord. For maximum damage. I don't know why we're picking the accent, but we're gonna rock with it. Twin shots going down and structure exposed. Not quite dead. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. You see, Mockingbird also has a flair for the dramatic. She understands that in order to do anything quite properly, you need to tease the enemy. And we have, as such, longbow incoming thumpers, but shall not get past my pirate laser AMS as they reach out to protect us. Safety. Do a quick check, make sure nobody's broken nothing. Our pirate laser AMSs are working. Enemy gets the move on the first one. Less missiles than I anticipated. Ooh, heavy TBM-10 carrier. I'm very happy I'm set to overload now. We have the Lament. Oh my goodness, what an opening. Twin or triple? Quad? Heavy large lasers. Just lots of heavy large lasers. The Pain isn't... Oh, only 2. Okay, fewer than I thought.
Good to go.
The Roughneck's ready and the Vulture's ready. Let's get the Roughneck running. It's kind of its point of existence. If I set the Hyper Assault Gauss Rifle to fire, that's maximum rate. I have 72 rounds of ammo, specifically because I knew I was going through a lot of ammunition a lot of the time. We can also fire arrow one shot towards the Shieldtron Echo, the heavy TBM carrier. No, it all must be focused on a single target, and I'm going to rock and roll. Let's find out how much damage it does. BBC, and just over, and over, and over. And it just won't stop. Ace pilot shifting on over. However, we have revealed a large portion of the enemy force. They are below us. Is that a King Crab? They got a Grand Summoner, LRM2 carrier, a Marauder, another Misery. So a lot of Miseries in this area. Extended range LRM carrier, and the Lament, of course. The Lament needs to die. Fire support demolisher. This is equipped with twin arrows. Of course, it currently has fast cams. We're going to have to focus down a lot of firepower onto you. Speaking of a lot of firepower, Coach, we have your target. Switch on over to Arrow Infernos. Our target, of course, must be the fire support demolisher. Twin arrows away, sir. Pop. Pop. And we're starting to burn through his top armor, as you can see. Already down to over half of it gone. If we just continue the focused fire, we will annihilate the target. They will not be able to stand against us. I would like to not be shot at. Where can I move to do that? Apparently nowhere. We are committed to an engagement of epic proportions. From atop our mountain, there is no hiding. There shall only be the duel. Although, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There could be as many as 24 units on the field right now.
Yes, Commander.
Finn's Mackie. Switch over to Inferno Shells. We're going to give him a gift. A gift from on high. Please accept my love, sir. Just keep the temperature low. Sniper Inferno coming down at you. Another good strike onto the target, and can walk on forward. I did not set everybody else's AMS to overload. I can't rely solely on the pirate laser AMS, of course. Other people have point defenses as well. The armor is now breached if I can just get on to the Emperor before it happens. Ooh, nailing me. We've got to deal with Misery, otherwise Misery will deal with us, and we don't want that. Make sure we got everybody else's laser. Hypersonic, we kind of jammed it, but we knew we were getting into that. The arrows are good. Paradox is... Oh my god, he blew up in both of your arms. You have my sincerest, well, sadness, I guess. Laser MS. I guess it really is just the Mackie left with the standard. Oh, it was... How, oh no, this is not... This is a hyper laser Lament, not a heavy large laser. My mistake, oh god. No wonder it did so much damage. Oh goodness, that needs to be dealt with in grandiose fashion. Oh, it's a Boar's Head Atlas. Interesting. Let us shift over back to LRMs. We only have Artemis, but that's because we desire maximum accuracy. Oh my god, I can kill the Boar's Head from here. I'm 80% positive I can kill the Boar's Head from here. Oh, we didn't Warlord last time. It might be a good idea to Warlord this time. Alright, taking cover back behind our own forces. However, there are several LRM carriers that will require our direct intervention. Unfortunately, our accuracy is terrible on them. That is a shame. 46 on the Boar's Head. I will Warlord and I will attempt to pop the Boar's Head from behind. Hi, friend. Hopefully you don't stand a chance. A decent amount of hitting, but no penetration. The massive missile volley. I'm so sad that we got hit by both of those shots because it means that I don't get to do quite the crazy defenses that I wanted to. Oh, it'll still be fun. Shooting down almost all of those missiles, and that's actually going to be critically important to continue going because our LRM mech now has no arms, or rather no arm defense. If he loses those, there's a lot of ammunition stored in those arms. I kind of put in the ammunition every possible place that I could find it. Fire support Walsher, not at the longbow, please, no. Oh, thank goodness. He didn't cause that much damage.
Internal damage.
Alright, Howl.
Taking heavy hits, Commander.
Howl, let's come in and let's make a statement. Let's give him something to talk about.
Losing lots of armor.
I would like to see the lament, preferably without seeing everybody else.
Copy that.
Good morning. That's not good. Let's improve it. 55s. Quad coming at you. Oh, Howl nailing 3 out of 4.
That hit something good.
Good job with the lament. Starting to put it on the back foot. We do want to make sure it's on the back foot. Because the lament, if it has an opportunity to hurt us, it will do so in grandiose fashion. I think I've used the word grandiose before. We must cut that back on that. Yeah, the Emperor must, of course, destroy the fast support militia. Although I could save it until next turn. After all, it's not going to be doing anything for a while. And nailing it with a couple of Inferno arrows, especially with it so nicely grouped up. Oh, that's beautiful. It might be better off to engage the Boar's Head from behind. The Boar's Head, of course, is an Atlas with, I believe, an LB-10 or an AC-10 in the shoulder. But it's got 6 medium pulse lasers in the hands, 3 on each side, and an XL engine. It's incredibly fast for an Atlas. In a MechWarrior 5, it's actually one of my favorite Atlases, especially now that we have the new and improvedness. Okay, here's ultimate test of the Pirate Laser Point Defense. Ooh, baby. How many did you shoot down?
Minor damage, Commander.
Not as many as I was hoping, but a decent number nonetheless. Shall I demonstrate my superiority? We'll attempt to, anyway. Alright, Dreadnought taking the field. He's out in the open. Give me a sensor lock on the lament. I want to know everything there is to know about him. I want to know who he likes. I want to know what his favorite food is, so I can cook it for him.
Got it.
On my heavy large lasers. Okay, a little less damage than I was anticipating. Oh, but the quad heavy larges is always entertaining to watch. Oh boy, is he in trouble. I just need a little bit more of a poke, and he's about to disappear. Lovely. I'm very thrilled with that. One more hit over to his shoulder would have wiped him out completely, but you can't always get what you want. Return fire on the Gauss Cat. Point defense is however, have her covered from the missile incoming. I need to check to see how their point defense is doing. Because they have a tendency of exploding. I have very good pilots driving them for the most part, but they still explode. And explosions are dangerous. Longbow, protected once again. Heavy laser AMS, making sure that we have that protection. From those TBMs. Alright. Jester's up in the King Crack, and Mockingbird is up in the Emperor. The Emperor, do you have a shot on fast support? You do, with Hydras no less. Alright, you're going to set this sucker up. We're going to just attack the ground so we can nail everybody in the area. Try and aim right on top of him. And you're shooting scoot, so fire outgoing. Got it. Alright, so we no longer need to worry about the incoming massive firepower that is an arrow. We still have lots of missiles to deal with. But so far, we are under control. Jester in the King Crack, craving for an opportunity to utilize his... Ooh, he has a shot on the Boar's Head. Show it to me. Show me that shot. It would require him to fire through friendlies. We will demo it, but I don't know if we'll use it. Good hit. Good hit. Oh, it's so good. It's so beautiful. Don't shoot Howl, please. 77. Only triples. Yeah, you hit Howl in the back. I saw it. You could not hide it from me. Oh, we got incoming shells off from the right. So we have somebody with a thumper. To the side. Where could they be? Could be larger than that, of course. Oh, there they are. Oh boy. Yep, thumper artillery vehicle. Let's go back to ourselves. No retreat, we are inspired. Okay, more forces off to the right. That is going to inform and help me know exactly where I should respond to enemy forces. That way I won't put my back towards them. Like Howl's back, which is almost penetrated. Got another Centurion. Okay, these Centurions are actually pretty dangerous, as we learned when they did, what, 120, 105 damage? Ooh. Wow, you moved a hell of a lot sooner than I thought you were going to. I thought I would have time and opportunity to just blow you apart. But anyway. So I'm a little bit light on heavy weapons, so enjoy this one from me to you.
Firing on target. All out of LRM, Commander.
That did not work. That did not work at all. Alright, stand strong, darling. Stand... maybe not that strong, but stand strong. I do like this position, I just need to make sure that I don't place myself too vulnerable. Did you unjam the hypersol gas? Yes, it is ready for another barrage. The main purpose of this mech, of course, is the pirate laser AMS. The Gauss rifle's cool, but let's be honest with ourselves. It's the laser AMS. Oof, miseries. Misery loves company, doesn't it? But we shall hold him. I really don't know why I keep drifting into that accent, but you know what? I'll probably keep doing it. Sorry. I would like to have some defense, so I will move here instead. Hello. The Lament can die. Alright, that was amusing, but not quite what we were looking for. Something with a little bit more boom, as the entire mech, detonates in a massive ball of fire. This Lament seems to be really well jammed. What do you have in terms of equipment? Oh, we know everything about him. He's got an XL engine, of course, which makes him super vulnerable. Blue shield particle dampener, that makes him PPC resistant. Large pulse module? Oh, that must be just something that helps his hyper lasers do even more damage. Twin large laser coming in but managing to miss the Roughneck. The Roughneck's tough, but it's not Dreadnought tough, because the Dreadnought has theoretically no maximum health. The risk, or not the risk, well it is a risk. The risk Roughneck is much more damage resistant, but it's not, infinite health that just keeps coming back more and more until the entire force explodes. Light defense has us covered. Protect the Gauss cat. Poor little Gauss cat. I didn't mean to shoot you in the back, but you're doing lovely. Just keep on like you're keeping on. I do want to just drop in, ooh, baby. Somebody decided to just unload on us, and they were not successful. The twin pirate laser AMSs working together to form the Iron Dome. So you're still good, and you're still good. You got to keep an eye on it, otherwise they might explode. You really need to die. You will eventually die, but you really need to die. Finn, what are you driving in?
Yes, Commander.
Ah, yes, the Mechs. Let's make sure we get a shell out before they spread out too much. So I want to hit, honestly, both of them, but I'm going to focus on the Shiltron a bit more. Because the Shiltron has backup fire support weapons. So we'll put a shell right there.
Roger that.
Get the heat a-burning.
Not much armor left in that location.
Shifting on forward slightly. The leg is a little bit vulnerable, however, I think we have things mostly under control. And what do you got? Ooh, looks like you're open and you're open. Nice. Okay, Howl, yes. Kill the Lament. There we go. Oh, that was the primary target. Understandable, given how much firepower it had, but still.
Location confirmed.
Oh, we have, and not only that, our evac zone is right in front of us. So that's actually really nice. If we wanted to, we could leave. But I came here for lots of salvage, and I will not leave without it. The King Crack steps onto the field. What kind of marauder are we doing? Oh goodness. I'm amazed you didn't shoot yet, and I'm really clustered. Let's make sure that you don't get to do a gosh darn thing to me. So, we've already used our Warlord, but you know what? Let fly. Ooh, penetration, but not death. His shoulder is fully exposed. Needs 2 more shells into it. So had we not scattered into the leg so much, I think Paradox might be able to finish this one off. You will run, so you can get some cover.
Got it.
And then I will... Ooh, I don't want to vigilance you yet, because I don't have the protection from it. Misery might decide to shoot me, though, which would be rather unpleasant. Target the Marauder. 30. I'll give it. And there he goes. You see, when you can rain 80 missiles onto a target, things start happening rather interestingly. I'm also rather happy with the way that his heat control is currently operating. He has most of this under thumb. He has got a good grip on it. So he actually had 1 ton more of Artemis ammunition and was able to buy a prototype double heatsink from the shop. I will show you all of these mech designs at the end of the battle. Ooh, the heat on the roughneck. It builds. The enemy has realized my weakness. So with the heat so high, we're going to have to refrain from utilizing any weapon systems. Heavy TBM carrier. You shall not pass. Well, your missiles shall not pass. Mockingbird, Emperor, or Coach in the Vulture. Let's give some more Inferno. How are you doing? Oh, you're quite badly damaged. I can't multi-target though. Somewhat unfortunate. You are much less dangerous than you otherwise appear to be, but the Shieldtron does have direct fire capability, and I don't like that. So, enjoy. Oh, it's just gone. Melted down. And you were 1 tile. Oh, you weren't even 1 tile away. You were there. You should have been deaded. And you survived. Impressive, to be sure. But I will now destroy the TPM carrier, and then we'll focus on the people on the ground. I think we've knocked out an entire primary. So, Centurion and Vulture. Vulture with a rotary risk, with caseless ammunition, of course. Ooh, he has been so unlucky with that gas rifle. I actually expected Misery was going to be the king of the map, but apparently he wasn't. Well, not apparently, he wasn't. Clearly, Mockingbird, Emperor. How's your shot on that heavy TBM carrier? It's not bad at all. Send it. And it's dead. Alright, 2 more carriers. Did you accidentally shoot your friendlies? Ooh, you may have shot Howl. Yeah, please refrain from shooting Howl. Just because Howl's a little bit, not weak, but vulnerable. Yeah, we'll have to not do that again. I got a little bit aggressive with it. I wanted to just be able to lob on target, but hey, we've got it. Back on to the top. Phase 30, 24, enemy movement. Centurion sprinting on forward. We know not to let him get into melee range now. A second Vulture. Oh, they've brought out multiple risk mechs. This could be a challenge. The longbow. How's your direct shot? Oh, it's so good. It's so absolutely beautiful. I almost regret not having other types of defenses. And of course you're not in SRM range. If you were, oh boy, let me tell you a story. The 160 damage. It's a fairly decent amount. Not amazing, but decent. How are you handling that in terms of stability? Your stability was quite heavily affected. Whew. I don't know if that hit somebody behind you. I heard a tap like it did. Ah, he cooked himself. That was probably a mistake, not gonna lie. Coach. You have multiple options, including blowing the head off of him. But first, you have more important things to do. We can take care of him at our leisure. Now, you see, there is more carriers to be dealt with. Specifically, there is this one, which was, you know, packing a form of... God, what was it? Incendiary ammunition, which is not acceptable. Just completely out of line. Heavy heat placed on down onto the target. If we were lucky, it would pop, but it didn't. So you need to get a very lucky critical in order to destroy the crew compartment. Okay, a little bit of movement. Showboat's back up. Showboat, what's your shot opportunity? Now, obviously, you're not going to use that snubless PPC. That would be ridiculous. Actually, no, you might have to use the snubless PPC. Target his face, and we'll step it up slowly. Yes, fire the 50. How did you like them apples? We may not have actually hit his face. We have very severely sandblasted the mech, though. Oh, talk about a struggle. Okay, step back for a little bit. This will keep you nice and chill. back under temperature so that you can provide the perfect Iron Dome once again. After all, we don't want to die. We are looking to annihilate their forces entirely. So twin miseries and a Grand Summoner left. This Grand Summoner is, 2 ER larges, 2 ER mediums, and an LRM-15. Not really the best Grand Summoner I've ever seen. Not quite sure why you would go in that direction with the Grand Summoner. I particularly like the Grand Summoner with the twin UAC 5s. I think that's hilariously fun.
Waiting for orders.
But hey, who am I to decide these things? Alright, more artillery. Goodbye, LRM carrier. You shall not be missed. I just love it when they pop after you hit them with an incendiary artillery shell. Because it just seems so much more violent. Which is exactly what we were looking for. Okay, I've got an extended range LRM carrier that also must die. The Dreadnought and the Emperor both are available. I think we'll use the Emperor. 54, okay. Obviously I'm not going to do that again because that did not work out quite as well planned. So Hydras and Thumper artillery. Kill the enemy. Did we get it? We got a crit on something. So good job on the crit. How about the damage? Oh, you came so close. Nice work, darling. So she has almost got this thing fully in hand. Cannot help but be proud. This Emperor has been just such a star. Since the beginning, it has been a star.
Yes, Commander.
I'm so happy we built it. I'm happy the way that we built it. I could just brutalize you from the front. I mean, that is an option. Target his face. I think that was a face. That was not a face. That was a center torso. I don't imagine he has much left. How's my armor doing? Oh, armor's holding fine. It's the Dreadnought, baby. It handles it. And then Howl can take aim with the Gauss rifles at a Vulture. Ooh, mag shots and blazers and a heavy MRM-40 with Swarm. Oh my goodness, you, sir, are truly a class act. Gotta give you credit for that. Not a class act that I want to particularly shoot right. Well, be a target of right now. But a class act. I don't want to potentially show my back to anybody right now because she's been a little bit fired up. Yeah, you know what? I think we may just want to dig on this one. Oh, I can't resist. I just can't resist. 99 ones. There she goes. Taking it down.
Enemy down.
The Gauss Cat. Mark II. Well, the name just basically wrote itself. Because we had the Gauss Wolf. And the Gauss Wolf is, of course, the... Ooh, shooting at us, but the point defense has it. And the Gauss Wolf, of course, is a Timberwolf, but the Timberwolf's true name is a Mad Cat. So it just... The name wrote itself, and I'm so happy about it. King Crack is a little bit toasty and would like to chill somewhat out. You have a side angle on Misery. Burn that side angle, baby. Instantaneous death.
Target eliminated.
Was not expecting that, if I'm completely honest. Also, firing only twin shots. Able to get the temperature back under control as we chill out. I wonder if I'll be... No, heavy MRMs have a natural, innate defense against point defense. So I... Oh, so beautiful. The point defense working together. The ultimate missile defense. I mean, we could add more. I'd like to add more. Please, let me add more. Oh, is that another Misery? Wow, they're everywhere, man. We've got you. Hardened ferro fibers, making him even tougher. You shall not defeat me. The Gauss can't. Oh, still being the target of everything, but they just can't break the Iron Dome. What else you got? They're bringing forth the Grand Summoner. Twin large laser, twin ER medium laser. Hit us with one of the large lasers. I think they've recognized the sheer destructive firepower of the Gauss Cat Mark II. But once we respond, they will have no choice. Oh, we got incoming. Lots of incoming. Inferno. Ooh, cool. 38 of 80 missiles shot down. But that does mean that mech needs to die. There can be no denying that. Slightly to the side. Embrace. Now we're using our maximum defensive capability. Did I put a heat bank on you? I think I did. Electric laser, hardened ferro. No, just the Nova CWS? Really? Or did the prototype double heatsink occur? I'm not sure, but we'll find out. Oh, the
Ready.
King Crack is ready for maximum destruction. It's going to be gorgeous. I see you. Do I see you naturally? I see you naturally. I don't even have to move. Oh, this is perfection. Well, almost perfection. And 90%. What if I were to offensive push? I cannot, because I'm outside of sensor range, I suppose. But yeah, let's lay down some more missiles as we just burn through our 600 something missiles we had. Oh shoot, I forgot Paradox. When he does that, he can't move. What are you? You're an Atlas.
Good to go.
Roughneck, not really the type of mech that I want to handle this.
Receiving you.
King Crack, on the other hand. Oh my god, the accuracy is still so high. Let's see if we can knock out one of these vultures before they become dangerous. And we do! Side torso built-in XL. There's a reason why we turned our vulture into a long-range mech with very specifically built arrow designs. I mean, we keep our vulture in back away from harm's way.
Commander?
It is truly the best way to go. Alright, let's step up. Let's say hi. Can I fire the Cyber Assault Gas at full power? I can, if I desire it. And you want to know something? I desire it. It's like a rotary hag. I'm loving it. It's fun. It's 18 tons, and you can put out a lot of firepower with it. Coach. Yes, the vulture. I have destruction required. Remove the extend. Oh my god, he's almost dead. He's just almost dead. In that case, just go standard. I think that might kill him. That way I don't use one of my specialties. Yeah, that got him. He did not like that. I shift further over. Keep away from the enemy. So we only have the Grand Summoner left of the primary group, the reinforcements and the supporting reinforcements coming in from the side. Howl is in a position to just simply return fire. There goes his arm. Not necessarily his entire side torso, but we're working on it. We'll get to that point, don't you worry. And then Finn in the Mackie. Oh, that poor Grand Summoner. Centurion and a Vulture. I think I want to start hurting you in very interesting ways. But no, we'll use high explosive.
Roger.
I'll hit both of them. The Mackie may position himself for a future turn, where he will stand as the bulwark between us and defeat Mockingbird. Yes, the Emperor does have multi-target. Ooh, Emperor cannot multi-target because the target is not that vulnerable. How much Senators do you got left? 92 is actually going to require my direct intervention. Take aim, direct fire setting, shaped charge. Switch to the swarms. Good night, sweet prince. And there goes the entirety of the primary enemy unit. Burned, smashed, bombarded, and annihilated. Now, only the reinforcements remain. Now, this Risk Vulture has me particularly concerned. After all, a heavy MRM-40 is an insane amount of firepower, and was nearly the primary armament that we were going to be putting onto our longbow. Actually, it was even more deadly than that, because the longbow was going to have 2 heavy MRM-40s and 2 heavy MRM-30s. And when you pack in heavy MRM-140, that's a level of destruction that few can, well, manage to handle. We didn't quite end up going in that direction because it seemed too predictable, if I'm completely honest. Which, yeah, it is. Alright, so this Atlas is Gauss Rifle, Twin ER Large Laser, so that's an Atlas K, I believe? Not a Kraken, just the K. It's actually a version of a... Yeah, it's the version that Sprogue used to have in our original Mech HQ game that I played before before I put anything about it on the channel. I think I might have started playing it before I even had the channel. Alright. Incoming misses. The Gauss catches the target. Quite a few trying to get through. How many did we knock out? 39. Almost half of his entire salvo. Give me a quick check. Pirate Laser AMS, still intact. How about in the Dreadnought? Where is the Dreadnought? It's huge. How do you lose a Dreadnought? Death Crusade's Dreadnought is actually ready to fight and is in a side angle on that Vulture. Can I lay a sensor lock down on it, buddy? Oh, she is in range. Sensor lock going down. Light him up amongst all the stars. And fire everything we have.
Roger that.
Ooh, 3 out of 4 from a 66. Nice work going on that one. And you're going to start striding it forward. You're going to be aggressive. You're going to say, hey, look at me. I'm a Dreadnought. This is what I do. More action coming in from the north. They do have a Thumper artillery vehicle, and it is something we must keep in mind. I have the side angle. I have the maximum fire. Let's throw in the snub and make it cook a little bit.
Affirmative.
And there goes his engine. The Hag working to perfection.
Destroyed.
Likely also to be jammed, but
Affirmative.
a little bit of cooking going on there. We'll chill it out in the next turn. After all, we've just dealt with the primary source of their missile firepower. So, ooh, a Mackie. It's an old school Mackie. So it's not quite on a level. 78 on the Centurion. How about 41 damage? The amount of damage reduction this guy is currently packing into is amazing, considering how much damage this gas rifle was supposed to do.
Roger that.
Dear goodness. Alright, Mockingbird. Your Emperor.
I'm here.
You do have a direct line of sight that I would like to exploit.
Order acknowledged.
87. I'm actually kind of surprised that the Thumper has the range. Warlord it. This is what we kept it for. Still only going to be 41. Both of them hit, and then the swarm, and we're starting to chew through his armor. I think we got a penetration.
Commander.
And a penetration, when the longbow is on the field, may as well be a death sentence. Because I believe this longbow. I believe the okay, a little less than I was expecting. 71. Let fly. I'm running out of salvos. That's gonna be a knockdown. For a mech that is designed for melee combat, that's probably not the best idea, or best thing ever to happen to him. Centurion has an open torso. Do you have an XL engine? Out of curiosity? Oh, we don't know. That's a question we don't have the answer to. I'll go for the attempt at knocking his shoulder off. And I'll go for the guided as well.
Engaging target.
A risky maneuver. That's why it was risky, but we still managed to kill him.
Enemy eliminated.
Alright, target destroyed.
Copy that, Commander.
So we still have the Kraken Atlas coming in, which is probably the last of the supporting enemy forces rushing on in. Shooting at the Roughneck, we have incoming missiles. Acid times 8.
Armored holding.
Nasty. Actually, ooh, he has a mortar. He can't. He literally did. Who fired 9? The Mackie is backed by a mortar-equipped Thanatos. Yes. Guess it all makes sense now.
Commander.
Alright, Finn, your Mackie. Your Mackie is in need of a bit of a turn. You have a direct line of sight, or you can gain a direct line of sight. It is over the shoulder of the Roughneck. I probably won't end up using it. Yeah, the range is just simply not there. Since we're still in the long-range trade fire phase, I will continue to attack ground. The Thanatos, I believe, has an XL engine. I think this is the same one that we ended up stealing.
Copy that.
And I believe that's where the XL engine came from that we had on ours. So he has a significant weakness in that area. Okay, more movement coming on from over here. We do know that they have a Thumper.
Standing by.
And the King Crack, only a single gun has jammed. King Crack hungers for close-range combat.
Roger. Full speed.
That'll chill it out, and that'll also get the guns unjammed so it can rock and roll for all 6 shots. So once it gets into the range. Thanatos, a Corsair. Oh, they're bringing out all the pirate goodies. Twin large lasers firing towards the Dreadnought, not able to soar a hit. We have the range on him, but he does not have it on us. Our superiority is obvious.
Commander?
Roughneck. Hypersolic gas is in range, but the accuracy is what you might call terrible. And I have, actually. So he's firing from hidden base. Oh, no, we found him. His hidden base has been discovered.
Moving fast.
14, not good enough. I will save for a solid opportunity. We're going to start pressing out from our little hidey hole. And not going to have the shot, but he might be able to shoot me. That's kind of the plan, as we chill out our protection moving on forward.
Ready.
Longbow. No targets for the longbow. This seems odd. How can it be?
On my way.
The longbow has such amazing firepower. 65, 65, 65. Any target's a good target. Oh, I don't see the Thanatos. That's unfortunate. Let's see if he's got any sort of AMS.
All weapons go.
He does. How well did he do? We don't quite know, but we know he did something. King Crack. King Crack would love to have a side angle.
No
Shift
shooting,
on over,
just
take a
run.
shot. Only the clan one's ready to go. I'm not going to waste the jam. We'll get on up the hill. We'll engage the pirates at point blank range. Yeah, the accuracy is still absolutely terrible. So we'll continue high explosive indirects. We are going to have to start getting some accurate fire down soon. Because if I can't get accurate fire... There we go. That's what I was trying to get. If I can't get accurate fire, then I can't use my shape charge. Solid. We're just slowly starting to strip through the armor. That's the point of the firepower.
Commander.
Emperor does have a shot. 40%'s not good enough in order to risk what we've got. But the Corsair is pretty beat up and dented already. Can I hit the Thanatos instead? Switch over, of course, to high explosive. Doesn't look like the swarms are in range.
Engaging target.
Yeah, fighting from this range, the swarms will not be capable of hitting. So we'll shift on forward a little bit.
Real good.
Make sure that we can continue to engage with swarms. I turned a little bit too much. That Atlas might be able to see me and shoot me. But we'll handle it. The Atlas comes close. Then we can beat him down, bludgeon him to death with our grandiose firepower. I said grandiose again. I gotta stop. I must stop. Where's the thumper? We still don't know where that thumper is. Howl, you got a shot? Howl does not have a shot. There she goes. Now Howl will have a shot.
Aye, aye.
35. 55. Show me that 55.
Firing full complement on enemy.
I think she hit a friendly. Because, you know, there was the... Nope, Mackie was unscathed. So he has managed to get even more pinpoint damage down onto the Thanatos, which is where we want it, because we want to blow that up. Its artillery has me concerned. Not majorly, but it is something that we want to keep in mind. Corsair rolling on forward. Opening fire with 2 shots and 2 PPCs. Alright, an interesting build. Then the Corsair... The Corsair was PGI's, which made MechWarrior Online, final mech that they created from whole cloth. They've made 3 of them. One is the Roughneck, which I actually think is a really cool design. Where is the Roughneck? No, you're the Mackie. The Roughneck should be down here. Yeah, yes, there it is. The Roughneck is a very cool design. I like it a lot. So one is the Roughneck. Another is the Sun Spider, which is another fantastic looking design. And the final one is the Corsair, which is actually like 3 or 4 different looking designs, depending on which one you get. Because it's a pirate build, and that's their whole excuse with that one. Ooh, that accuracy. Ooh, that accuracy. Yeah, that accuracy. Oh, I could hit you, and I could poke through. I assume my sensors don't have that kind of range. Not quite. We ain't yet there, boss. I think I'm going to just continue to engage the Thanatos, though, with guided bombardment. Oh, missed both times. Bad luck. That luck is not favoring me at all. I want to remove the mortar because I fear acid shells. Acid shells, when they hit exposed locations, have super high crit chances. They're incredibly dangerous to you, so you really don't want that to happen. So, how will the enemy work? Corsair is dented quite nicely, too. We haven't really touched the Mackie, aside from a little bit of shelling in the back, which has proven to be pretty effective, actually. Wow. I'm rather impressed. This is what I feared. Did your arm just explode?
Way over the red line. I'm shutting down.
His arm just exploded. And the reason why he shut down is because his arm was stuffed, chocked to the gills with Inferno ammunition. I can replace that. There's nothing expensive in that, but that's why I wanted the acid mortar out of the fight. It's the most dangerous weapon on the field right now. Yes, that includes all those Gauss rifles. So that's somewhat disappointing. I was hoping to have this mech stride through victoriously, untouched and unscathed, but in the opening salvo, oh god, to be fair, he's just tanked 2 hyper lasers and now an acid mortar. I really can't be angry about that at all. How's your shoulder? Oh, that damage it's traveling through. Luckily, I've got some empty bins. Yeah, the case 3 protecting us from blowing up the entire mech, or the case 2. I made sure of it, that was a prominent feature on the mech. I was not about to go into battle without it. Yeah, do you see that Thanatos? Because we kind of want that Thanatos dead. We want that Thanatos in pieces, my man. I want it to be just strewn across the landscape as we cackle into the sunset. The point defense can only protect you so much. What I have brought to the Emperor. The Emperor does not care for your shenanigans. Enemy turn. Who's up next? I'm assuming probably the Corsair. Might be the Mackie though. That'd be a skilled Mackie pilot. Because, you know, moving a 100-ton assault mech on 20... No, that's the Thanatos. Again? He just blew off his other arm. Oh, no, he didn't. He somehow managed to just... Yeah, that Thanatos dies now. By now, I mean, hopefully.
Double time. Let's go.
Hi, you have an AC5. You're garbage. You're beyond garbage. Yes, I know it's a terrible, but... There we go, we hit him. We hit him once. I've got to focus everything I've got on him. I mean, he's gonna kill my longbow. He will defeat my longbow if I do not defeat him. Take the high ground. Gauss Cat Mark II. Be one with the wind. Good hits on target. Finn, can you follow up on that? That's a center torso exposed, my friend. Not in direct fire range for the sniper, though. That's so depressing. Yes, step up for the height. See if you can improve anything. It's a 39. I'll go with a shaped charge. Turn on all the ER alert. Actually, no, that would be foolish. Let us not be foolish. Let us first lay down a sensor lock to improve anything that I might have, because maybe suddenly this will jump to maximum. No, it's the obstructed. So of course we must fire a shaped charge, or not a shaped charge. We will fire a high explosive. In fact, I will attempt to aim slightly to his front, where we have a chance of causing all kinds of craziness. Lasers to off. Shells going out. Was hoping to blow up your ammunition.
AC-20, ammo depleted.
Wait, what?
Reporting. Minimal damage.
Oh, shoot. Stop paying attention. How's yours? How's your Amos doing? Fine. It checks pretty much for every single shot going out. But yeah, Thanatos. Good night. My goodness.
That hit something good.
You are missing everything, my man. I was hoping to make him good night and just explode, but it did not happen. He's lost his MML9, which is, you know, the least important of his weapons. Shobo, can you get a line of sight on him? Shobo cannot. Jester. Who's up next? I'm on 18. I've still got Paradox coming up, but Paradox is shut down. Coach is coming up as well. Coach is driving the... Wait, no, Coach just went. He's on 19. Yeah, so I have to deal with this problem this turn and now. So I shall. Can I get a direct line? That's a direct line.
Let's move.
How much health do you have left? That's quite a bit, actually. I'm not going to Warlord, but I'm not going to pussyfoot around on this one either.
Enemy down.
Alright, so. The acid mortars will harm us no more. They've been dealt with. Ho ho ho! The gods of luck have favored me. Because I was expecting to get shot at from the side on that one. It did not happen, and I'm quite happy about it. Oh, unfortunately he has turned. He's no longer offering me that juicy side angle. So let's take a look.
Got it.
21. What? No thank you. I'll wait for an exploit opportunity. Alright, Paradox, you're not. It's gonna be a few turns before you're online. You'll be back under temperature next turn and you'll be turning on and it'll be great. But until that happens, yeah. not going to be the case. That would be a rear shot, and I'm not about to give you that. I will check the obstructed shot. Not quite going to be able to shoot both. 40s is not bad. Hyper assault Gauss, fight away. Structure. Oh no, sensors bird. So we managed to hit him with the PPC. Good combo. Couple more fire coming on down to the Gauss Wolf, or Gauss Cat, not able to connect. We have the advantage. We shall push it home. Did I blow off something important? I thought for a second he had red. No, his armor's getting chipped away bit by bit, but it ain't gonna be there for much longer. Death Crusade, your dreadnought arises. Hi. And there goes the left torso. Now you got medium lasers all over systems knocked out. Yeah, the dreadnought will have to replace that with a standard AMS, because I do not believe I have an additional pirate laser AMS. I am, to a certain extent, somewhat surprised that a Corsair is not equipped with a pirate laser AMS. Would seem to make perfect sense. Dreadnought tanking some damage. Oh wow. Wait, ammo explosion? There's no ammo to explode on this mech. Maybe that's a holdover from the last round. Jester, King Crack. Only 2 guns up, but who cares? This is Jester. And he's gonna unload on you, son. There goes the Corsair. No longer having to worry about his odd armament. Finn, you have a target, don't you? 50-33. Switch back over to Infernos. Let's deal with the Thumper before the Thumper deals with us. Incoming, my little friend. Just for you. Literally. There's no one else over there, so enjoy to the best of your ability. Step back so other people can step forward. The Vulture, also primary target, Thumper Artillery. Switch on over to the Infernos. Coming at you. More cooking. Surprisingly, well, actually, no, I shouldn't be surprised. Thumpers are one of the toughest vehicles for tonnage currently available in the game. Alright, Mockingbird on the Emperor. Do you have a shot on the Thumper? You do. It's not terrible. Unfortunately, he's not within range of my swarms or hydras, so my overall effectiveness on him is somewhat limited. We can still lay on some high explosives, though. Enjoy. I never found any Thumper Infernos. Oh, wow, good job. Critical strike managing to knock the Thumper down. So there is the Mackie and there is the Atlas. So let's go make sure we finish them all off. I'm assuming the Atlas is about to do something to me, or at least try. So, firing of the King Crack, not able to connect. Roughneck still having us covered from the corner. Fully ready and capable to protect us all.
Yes, Commander.
48, what is that? Disinferior is what that is. She doesn't have the range to hit him. He's beyond Gauss range, which is actually pretty impressive. So we will fire from here and we'll start moving on towards him. Oh wow, all 4 out of that one. Howl got every piece of that round of shooting.
Good to go.
And the longbow. Next turn, we will be rocking and rolling.
Waiting for orders.
Showboat's Roughneck. About to get into a duel with an Atlas? Probably not the best idea we ever had. Shift on like so, because I don't think the Mackie is long for this world. Yeah, especially not since I'm going to probably knock him unsteady. Yep, unsteady, structure exposed, and it's his leg. He's moving on 19. I just put in a little bit more pressure, and he should bowl over.
What are your orders, Skipper?
Your orders are to target the Mackie. Switch over to Guideds. See if you can't give it sense of lock on to his hole. No, not quite. Target him anyway. 85.
All weapons, go.
Twin Guides. 1 hit, 1 miss. A bit unfortunate, actually. Had both of them hit, he would have been bowled over. Also, I was kind of hoping he would explode.
Orders.
I shouldn't have been, but I kind of was. Oh, the accuracy. How can a man say no to this kind of accuracy?
Target destroyed.
And he's gone. Alright, just supporting forces. And we'll have it all taken care of. Give you a little bit of heat to deal with. Haven't you always wanted to worry about how hot your mech is? I offer you this gift. Yes, the fire grows.
All out of AC-20 ammo.
Alright, so now we need to switch to all of our other types of ammunition. Guys, cat, rushing on in. Use that speed and maneuverability. So common to the clans. Okay, you missed every single shot, but it's suppression fire. And when you can start suppressing fire with Gauss rifles, you know you've got it made. More incoming high explosive shells. Gonna start peppering the Atlas. We'll weaken him, we'll make him unsteady, and eventually we'll break him down. Come off the mountaintop. We're coming his way. Enemy response. How shall he react to the incoming of massive amounts of lead and high explosives? But mostly the lead. Actually, no, to be fair, mostly high explosives. The Roughnecks point defense undaunted. 20 missiles shot down, and he's cooking. Really?
Commander,
Start that mech.
powered up.
Alrighty.
Here we go.
We got you rocking and rolling once again. The Dreadnought. Let's rush on in. Close the range. We need to. A bit of a sensor lock onto him if I've got the range. I do. Sensor's locked.
Sensor locked
What do you
on.
got? Yeah, a little bit of increase in accuracy, but nothing too serious. Suppressive heavy large laser fire as well.
Damn it.
And Finn.
Commander.
Finn in the Maggie. Unfortunately, out of Inferno shells. Down to just standard shells that will go around and smash on into him. I'm only down to shape charge. If I'm down to shape charge, then we just turn everything on and we start hitting them with everything we got.
Acknowledged.
Oh, wow. The number of large laser hits that was impressive.
Standing by.
King crack or longbow.
Ready to
There we go,
rock.
vulture. I have 2 more Infernos. Let's give him a shot.
Locking off with all weapons distance.
We cooked him. He's been overheated.
Long-range missiles are out.
Oh, good job, everybody.
Order.
Target is overheated.
Double time.
Aim
Let's
for his face. Run the guns much lower. Okay, wasn't quite the kill I was looking for.
Orders?
Howl in the Gauss cat. What's your shot? Oh, you don't have one. Get a shot. Tell me what it is.
Full speed? No target.
Yeah, you're gonna aim for the head. You're first gonna warlord, and then you're gonna aim for the head to make sure you do enough damage.
Locking in all weapon systems.
Got it. Good work on that one. Alrighty, so a little bit more damage than we wanted on the longbow. It certainly proved to be an interesting weapon choice. I think I need to err a little bit more on the side of missiles, or long-range missiles than short-range missiles, since I may be a little bit gun-shy after getting, instantly hit by hyper lasers, but not a bad show. Alright, longbow, a bit in pieces. But good picks. Oh god, the King Crack. The King Crack killed an entire level 2 on his own. Boar's Head Atlas came in 2. It's the Clan Atlas that has no actual clan technology in it. I think I'll grab that so I can sell it. Marauder, the Stalker. We took so many things. It was impressive. Arrow 4 launchers, which are interesting, but I have Arrow 4 launchers. Heavy Armor M40, I have quite a few of those. There's a Pirate Laser AMS, I will grab that without a second thought. But a 100-ton mech is fairly decent to sell. Endo TSM, I don't know where that came from. I think that might be coming from the Centurions, but I'm not positive on that. Oh, there's so much good kit here. The amount of good supplies that we have found is impressive, and I'm quite happy about it. Ooh, what do we got? Inferno arrows, which are always... How many Infernos do I have? I have 4 tons of Inferno arrow already. I have enough to run an entire 2 guns for 10 rounds. Yeah, the long tom came off the Marauder as well. Not bad. Lock that down. So we got the Atlas, we got parts of the Boarheads, the Stalker, and the Thanatos. We got that mortar. We took it as a prize so that we could mount it on our wall. And also, taunt the longbow with it. But yes, it is a prize that will be mounted above the longbow in its mech bay in order to demonstrate its triumph over an enemy that came so very close to killing it. Oh, goodness. Other than that, not a bad showing for Howl in her last mission. We have been through 120 episodes with Howl. This is the longest campaign I've ever had in RogueTech. Not for failure, but because normally we upgrade. We kicked some serious butt, and we took some serious names. Not bad for a little 2-bit pirate from the Tortugan Dominion. Finally driving around in her Mad Cat Mark II with quad Gauss rifle. It's everything she could ever want. Quad Gauss rifle versus the twin and 6 medium lasers. There's just no feeling for the step up on that one. She has a greater raw firepower. 36 days for repair. A little bit rough. We also are a little bit low on cash. Just a little bit, because I've had to wait so many months. I've been trying to build and reconstruct everything. 9 days on the Gauss Cat, so that's the rough one. Actually, no, the longbow's the worst one. And then 4 and 4, but I suppose that makes perfect sense. So we need to get that longbow out of the shop quick, which means I need to survive till the end of the month. And I am currently, as you can see, I've stripped everything that wasn't used. It simply had to be done that way. I sold every single piece of equipment in order to create the maximum firepower that I possibly could. And I think it was worth it. I think being able to see that lance in full function was absolutely worth it. Because it was the final culmination of everything we wanted. What did we actually manage to save from this? You're our last salvage mech. What did we save from you? What is actually still intact? Nothing! Absolutely nothing. Even the ER large laser isn't clan. God, this is such a trash atlas. Oh, what a joke. Alright, junk that thing. I don't want it. That'll give me the cash to survive up to 3.5 million. We'll refit this because I kind of blew it up. So we'll patch this up, and then I'll let you see all of the mechs in their glory. Fire laser MS, we burned you too hard. We tried. We really tried. Do I have a replacement one? I do not, but what I do have is an advanced AMS and a double ton of ammo. Please tell me I have a double ton of ammo, so I don't. And a double ton of ammo. A little bit dangerous, but the case 2 is built in. 2 days, she'll be back in full business. And then I'll go through everything. I just want to get everybody patched in the way that they should be, so I can show them off. And, you know, they're kind of my pride and joys. They're the best mechs Howl can get. I mean, wouldn't you be proud? Maybe you wouldn't. Maybe your view is, if it's not 18 super heavies at 200 tons, I have no interest in your garbage concoctions. Well, I shall show you. Yeah, longbow's down. Let me fix the longbow. Let me fix the longbow. It deserves it. It deserves it. It was a good mech. Needs a little bit more in the way of long-range fire support, but it's a good mech. I also have like 18 million MML-20s. Because, you know, MML-20s just do not. Let's see. I need weapon. SRM, LRM, doesn't matter. MML-20 risk. See, we've got 12 of them. We're also missing... Oh, I'm missing 2 of them. 2 of them blew up. Oh, the side torso one. Prototype. Double heatsink goes there. Artemis alarm. Yes, I'm literally arranging this the way it was. And then 2 tons of Inferno, 2 tons of SRMR. I will change that a little bit because we found through use that it's operates a little bit differently. So the Hydra, 1 ton, 2 tons of the Artemis is from 4. God, can you imagine how much heat this thing will build? It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be one of the most gorgeous things you've ever seen. 2 of the Inferno and 1 of the Artemis SRM4. If I have it, there it is. That'll give us another 8 days. We'll put this thing back together again. I know you can pause it, but I will go through it and explain why and its designs and the entire philosophy behind it. Alright, 8 days. Dreadnought's finished. Longbow. 4, 3, 2, 1. Omega's a tactician. Make him spend a week in the mech bay. Hey, we got a medium laser magna. That's interesting. One day. There we go. Alright. Mech bay.
Hey, Commander.
The Dreadnought risk we've seen before. We built it together. I believe we built it together. We also have seen this one in the other campaign, in Apollo's campaign, and it is a solid design. A whole ton of prototype double heat sinks, weapon mounts for the large lasers. What we would of course do is we would now throw these out because we have better ones. Where is it? We have improved ones. Large improved heavies. Large improved heavies. Yes, but patchwork materials prevail in a little bit. The Nova CEWS, in order to keep absolutely everything cloaked in mystery, we originally had, of course, the Pirate Laser AMS, which was amazing on it. I didn't get around to giving it a life support Bravo. If I had, that might have actually saved the weapon system. But life support gunnery is not super common. I did debate long and hard about whether or not I should give the rangefinder to the mech, but the cockpit risk gives you a sensor bonus, and it's incredible. The entire risk cockpit system is so impressive that I didn't want to remove any of it just because of the power of it able to cut through things, and I imagined it would, get on top of people. Got a gyro defense for a little bit of extra oomph, and it can probably shed a little bit more armor if I needed the tonnage, but I didn't. So, solid, lovely mech. It is, of course, a Matar. It's actually not. It's a Stone Rhino. A Matar would be 110 tons, but the Stone Rhino is a flat 100 tons. Still, impressive mech. Any chance you can get one of these, it's just phenomenal. And operated exactly as expected. An undying mech because of the hardened ferrofibrous armor. You just wade into fire, and it's glorious. Alright, so the longbow. We saw this one before. The original idea, of course, we saw it, we tested it, we scratch built it a couple of times, was throw in a whole bunch of heavy MRMs and go to town, but I wanted to try something. Sprogue actually spoke to me about one of the members of our community's mech, and I'm sorry, I cannot for the life of me remember the name. I was trying so hard and I couldn't, but he said he had a direwolf that he combined with 2 arrows and a whole bunch of LRMs, with Artemis systems and a couple of battle computers built on top of it in order to make it super accurate, that even in the first phase, through all spawn protection, he had 90 plus accuracy shots. Now obviously I can't build that with a longbow, because the longbow is only 85 tons, but I could build a variant on that. So we went with maximum MML 20, and honestly, if I could kit this thing out with Clan LRM 20s, I would probably go in that direction now that I know. Although MML 20s have been buffed in the new version of RogueTech. So ultralight gyro because it needs as many crit spaces as it can possibly get. I don't like it, but it's mostly supposed to be a backup mech. I put way too much SRM ammunition into it, I fully admit that. However, I thought that it was going to be a little bit more close-in aggressive than it ended up being. You need a metric boatload of prototype double heatsinks. We have 7 externals in order to handle the heat that these MML 20s build. But it worked out pretty decent. His heat control ended up being pretty magnificent. On the field, it's 77 for 82, which is not bad. I mean, you're only building 5 at a time. So you've got 6 rounds of uninterrupted fire before you really start mattering at all, and then you add on pilot skills on top of that, and you've got 5 and 10% heat reductions. I mean, you're coming down by 8 points, which brings you underneath that threshold. You don't build heat. It's a pretty solid mech, I think, for a long-range fire support. Definitely needs more LRM ammunition over SRM ammunition, but if you get close to this thing, it will hit you with a gigantic punch. And the only reason it didn't annihilate the Centurion that it saw is because that's the melee Centurion with lots of armor, which seems to have lots of damage reduction. So, and we almost stripped it completely bare of armor on 2 locations. It was impressive. I think this one actually acquitted itself quite well. We got a fire control system TC Mark II because that gives us a 1 pip of evasion ignored and the accuracy boom of +3 at range. I kind of figured this would be really useful for the SRMs since MML 20s have an enhanced range over normal SRMs. So I figured we could use that to the maximum. It also has a battle computer, which allowed me to throw on the Artemis down here because I didn't want to put on just the normal Artemis for targeting computer because it's dumb. Slick Speed, of course, to give it an increase in sensor range and aura, and the +1 initiative to the entire lance was important to me. I don't know why, but it was. Sensor tracker, of course, because it's the best long-range sensor system that I can think of aside from the Predator, and Gunnery's AMB Guardian ECM to round the whole thing out. It turned out to be glorious, and I love it. I think the longbow acquitted itself well. Minor tweaks and modifications, it'd be a perfect addition to our company. The Emperor we have seen before, but the final version of the Emperor that I have finally managed to construct is very similar to the original one, if I'm completely honest. So we added in a warfare suite for extra protection, more jamming, more sensors, more lines of sight, additional tons of ammunition to keep this sucker firing away with his cannons the entire time, weapon mounts all around, a Clan XL engine. I really wanted to pull out the Ultra Gyro and I couldn't. By the time I had finished cramming in all of the equipment, I just couldn't. But this is the ultimate form of my long-range Emperor. Obviously, Clan LRM 15s and Clan Case 2 and that sort of thing, with just normal Clan armor that takes up no space, would be the ideal way to sort of shift on into it. That would give us even more tonnage to spare. Might even be, in fact, yeah, you would be able to go up to LRM 20s and pull out something else. Probably the Warfare Suite, Nova CEWS in the head. That would give you the room for the Clan LRM 20s. And you would just be an ultimate monster. Unfortunately, I don't quite have that. But this is the best that I've gotten. I think it turned out really excellent. So the Emperor has always been a shoulder stealer the entire time that it's been on the field. First of all, it looks pretty damn good. I mean, look at this. Shay did a phenomenal job. The Emperor just looks like a sexy, aggressive combat monster machine. And I really do like it a lot. But equipped like this, I think it's fairly solid. There are other ways you can build it. Obviously, you can build it much more direct fire, and in a lot of ways it reminds me of a Mauler, but I really like the version of the Emperor that we built. I think it was different from what I would normally construct, and that difference is important to me. Just the style, the flair, the panache. King Crack, has never changed since his inception. Mainly because I can't for the life of me find Rotary AC5 clans. Where is this piece of equipment? On what mech does it exist? Because as far as I know, there is no such thing as a clan Rotary AC5. So it's got to be some sort of custom build, which is pretty interesting to me. The Mackie also did not change, was our first artillery mech, and performed solidly. I thought about going up to a long tom a couple of times, utilizing the long tom cannon. And I also thought about going twin sniper, but in the end, I wanted to kind of maintain what it was. Big Mac needed a close range attack, and that's why it still has its quad heavy large lasers, or just quad large lasers. The Roughneck was pretty fun. I designed this thing to be a little bit of a light off tank with the ferrolaminar. That was important to me. This mech had to have the ferrolaminar. And once Shade finally clued me in as to what was going on with the hyper assault Gauss, and that it was actually a rotary hyper assault Gauss. Oh boy, was I happy to hear about it. So this thing is not what I thought it was. The ability to be a Hag 60, just unleashing fire, was important. So throw that on a turret mount, give it a pirate laser MS, and make sure that you've got the ferrolaminar. I was trying to scrounge in space. I put in tons of accuracy gear for the Snubnose PPC. I originally wanted to have 2 Snubnose PPCs, and I just didn't quite have the tonnage to make it work. And I had a little bit of tonnage left over, so I threw on the arrow one-shot, which, why not? The enemies used them against me. XL gyro, of course, because it's the better gyro, unless, of course, you can find one of the super rare stabilized ultralight gyros, or, of course, the uber dreadnought gyro with its 5% damage reduction. We can find one of those, use it. And we filled it to the gills with 6 tons of hyper assault gas ammo, because this thing runs through 6 shots per turn that it fires. If you want them 10 rounds of shooting, you need a lot of ammunition to get this thing rocking. And you know what? I actually think it turned out pretty decently. It's not quite what I would normally build, but I do like the fact that it kind of maintains that roughneck purity in having your big ballistic in your right arm. Kind of would have liked to have some sort of big missile in the left shoulder, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's not bad. A pair of machine guns in the hands would have been just hilarious, because that's what the roughneck normally would have. But yeah, I was actually pretty pleased with how this one turned out. And of course, our risk mech is just insane. Of course, we did have a fire control system Gauss to throw in it as well. I kind of wonder if it might be a better option, because it fires in such light damage projectiles, to, instead of this particular Gauss rifle targeting computer, there is a second one. They're named the exact same, so you gotta keep an eye on it. But this fire control system Gauss has a +3 to accuracy instead of the +1 and the 10% increase in damage. So the accuracy one might work out a little bit better to pair with it. That'll give you the +5 off the bat, since you don't have a weapon mount your upper recoil to play with. I almost ripped this upper recoil off for another mech. Alrighty, switching on over to the final mech in our lineup, the Gauss Cat Mark II. This thing is gorgeous, and I love it, and I love every inch of it. I also don't think that it should actually have a lower arm actuator, but that's neither here nor here. We have 4 clan Gauss rifles, 6 tons of ammunition, ferrofibers, endosteel. The Gyro Double XL was the thing that brought this whole show together. Getting our hands on this was critical. And had we not, Oh boy, I never would have been able to cram it in because it's giving me 4.5 tons back, and I need every single one of those tons in order to give it what it is. The other thing that actually made this mech is this mech normally comes with a 360 or 365 rated fusion core. Yeah, 360 rated fusion core, which gives you the exact same movement as a 340. So stepping down tons on this one freed up just enough tonnage that on a 90-ton Gauss-Cat with weapon mounts, 6 tons of ammunition, this thing rocks and rolls. And it will continue to rock and roll. We kitted out the cockpit, of course, to the maximum because this is Howl's final ultimate mech. This is her ride. And so it needed to have the massive cockpit, the full gear on everything. It's actually decently well armored too compared to a normal Mad Cat Mark II because of the patchwork materials and the extra space afforded by the engine core swap and the gyro XXL. In the end, this turned out to be glorious, perfect on tonnage, perfect on critical slots. This is, I don't know, this mech is sublime. It's so beautiful to me. Maybe other people might find that ridiculous, but I think this mech is near perfection, just with how gorgeous it is. In terms of everything coming together in the ultimate way. This mech to me embodies RogueTech. It's a little bit weird, it's a little bit crazy, but it is a work of art when you finally have all of the options available to you, which you do in this game. And that's what I love and adore about RogueTech. So as we finally close the door on Howl in her final campaign, the final mission that she accomplished on this slightly extra long episode, I just want to thank you all for hanging out with me on this one. I know it has been a very long campaign. We've been through so much together. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully that you will enjoy our start of our new BattleTech modded campaign, whatever that ends up becoming, whether or not we continue on with the next version of RogueTech or we wait a little while until 1.9 is fully compatible and play some 3062 Advanced. You've already found out by now. I hope you'll continue to join me for the streams that we'll be doing now that we'll be doing a single unified campaign. I'd really love to have your input there. I'd really love to chat a little bit more directly, not quite through YouTube comments. So yeah. Anyway, I've been Tyrank. If you like what I was saying, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. If you want notifications every single time that we release videos, you got to click that little bell icon and collect all notifications. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitch over at twitch.tv/Tyrank117. That's where we'll be playing the single unified campaign every single Wednesday and Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern United States time. I think we're in Eastern Daylight Time now, or Eastern Standard Time. In any event, the US is a bit weird. If you go to our Twitch page, look down, there's a clock. It'll tell you exactly what time we start playing at. And just sync it up to your own... I think it auto syncs up to your clock, so it should be fine. Make sure you join us over on that one so that you can hang out with us, have a direct input on exactly what goes on. We would absolutely love to have you. And tell people about the channel. If you had a good time, let people know. Share clips. Send it all around. Leave a comment. It's great for the algorithm. Also, make sure that you subscribe because apparently searching is becoming harder and harder these days. I don't know what the YouTube algorithm's thinking anymore, but hey, subscribing will make sure that you can always find us wherever we are. And I will see you all in the next adventure.